Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Vivekananda, Namaste Saraswati Devi, Gauravani Acharya, Nirvishesha Sunyavadi, Hare Krishna. Actually, I had met Maharaj many times in Vrindavan, but I really didn't have so much close association with him. I just remember one incident in 1986. My first time I went to Vrindavan, and actually I was not well that day, and I was chanting in Gopal Samadhi, and every day parikrama bus will go, and I just sit down and chanting, and Maharaj came to take darshan of Gopal, and he saw me. He said, "What are you doing here? You should join the parikrama." You know? Then I was not well, but I said, "I'm not well. I cannot go." "Don't worry, I will arrange for your transport," he said. So I didn't join the bus, but I had a good opportunity to follow in his car for the parikrama. And that day onwards, I remember him, he's been very kind towards me. And later on, his glories, he made so much temple in Delhi, 21 temple, which is unbelievable. In Singapore, only one temple we have started. So I think we should pray to him today, that by his blessing we can build a temple there. And also book distribution. When I was with my Guru Maharaj, I told him very difficult to distribute books. I said I'm working, I come, I'm a sheep worker. Then he said, "What's so difficult?" He said. Then he gave example of Gopal Maharaj. He said he was a manager. He said, and after work he will go to the substation just to distribute books. So by hearing this, I got inspired. So every day I will come back from work, and then I will take the book back and go house to house to distribute books. So we had a lot of inspiration from Maharaj. And Maharaj distribute books. I call it big time. You will go to the big factories. You will just distribute books and you get containers to distribute books. So he was really a very, very inspired personality for us, to do economics classes, also very, very inspiring classes here. So we take this opportunity to pray to him, and also to all the disciples who actually are trained by Maharaj. You will meet your association also. So we will try to push this movement going on. So we pray that he always shower his mercy on our temple here in Singapore. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Gopal Krishna Maharaj.
Jai.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Putri Srimati Gopal Krishna Goswami Tinani. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Putri Srimati Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Tinani. It's a very special day meeting Maharaj. So we went on to do a little bit of research, and this is what Maharaj had to say. Guru Maharaj said, my God brother, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, an extremely empowered preacher who has established a magnificent temple in New Delhi, continues to look after Srila Prabhupada's temples in Bombay and Vrindavan. Gopal Krishna Maharaj is a very strict follower of Srila Prabhupada, and he tirelessly works despite all of his sometimes health problems but it never stops him from preaching and practicing Krishna consciousness. So we give him all honor today. His Holiness Maharaj Goswami, 9th June 2001, Dallas, Texas, USA. So we were reading through some of the scriptures from the south where it is stated very clearly, starting from Parashara Muni down all the way to Vedavyas and so on and so forth. These special personalities, the sannyasis, the gurus, acharyas, they live a very selfless life in the sense that they actually care about the mankind, the well-being, the spiritual well-being of all living entities upon the face of this earth. As such, one such person here, right now, is Srila Prabhupada, and the follower of Srila Prabhupada, His Holiness Gopal Goswami Maharaj. We had a very good opportunity, like a very golden opportunity to interact with him personally in Radha Madhava Temple in Mayapur. And it's only because of Maharaj's mercy. That is why they say costless mercy. That we actually you don't deserve, but somehow or other they bestow it upon us. So in that note, Maharaj asked me, in Mayapur, are you going to see Lord Jagannath? And I was like, so foolish and maybe very misinformed, and I told Maharaj, I think I'm probably mistaken. I'm from Singapore. Then Maharaj was holding my hand so tightly, and he released his grip. And then he said, oh, is that so? And then he said, I might be mistaken. But that could be because I was completely shaved. Everybody in Mayapur is completely shaved, they all look the same. So I was tricked by my god brother to go to Mayapur, to Jagannath Temple, and right there, as I got down from the auto rickshaw, Maharaj was standing right inside, and then he turned around and looked at me, and as I walked in, and then he said, I thought you're not coming. So I didn't know Maharaj. Maharaj didn't know me, but somehow or other, by his costless mercy, he has somehow or other pulled me to see Lord Jagannath Baladev and Subhadra in Mayapur. At that very moment, at that instant, the temple was still under Gaudiya Math. It was not under ISKCON. So it was, in a very, not very good stage, but then it was very original in that sense. And then we were brought to a Kalpavriksha tree, and then we got Mahaprasad from that tree. All that was possible just by his mere words. Are you going to see Lord Jagannath? So you can imagine that most of us, including myself, that we are actually not qualified to get this Krishna consciousness, to get this sublime association of these great acharyas. But somehow or other, just like the rain falls, when the rain falls, it does not, think about whether am I falling on a rock stone or whether am I falling on a fertile land where something will grow. It just bestows mercy upon the face of the earth. As such, we are sometimes barren, and because of their causeless mercy, a spark of devotion, a sprout of devotion grows upon, in our tiny heart. So we take this opportunity to thank Maharaj for his causeless mercy, and we also must be very, very grateful and cherish these memories throughout our life, worship these memories, to be very frankly speaking, worship these memories so that they will carry us again towards Krishna conscious advancement. His Holiness Gopal Goswami Maharaj ki
Jai.
Thank you, Balakrishna Prabhuji. Thank you for this work. So now we request the Devina to lead the Thank you, Maharaj.
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती गोपाल कृष्ण गोस्वामी नामने नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष सुंदरवाणी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणी. So this is the first year of Tirumala, and it's very, very fast. We all feel that 1 year has just passed so quickly. There was a to just see it here. In the Indian Bureau Leadership discussion chat group, many of the senior Indian leaders who worked with Gopal Krishna Maharaj, they were sharing so many of their memories and their time with Maharaj. And one of the devotees, his name is Radhakant Prabhu, he posted to all of us a last group conversation with His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj at ISKCON Dehradun, which is where Maharaj was. And this was shortly after Maharaj had fallen in the bathroom. And they actually sat down with Maharaj after that. And as soon as they entered the room, this is what Maharaj said. And it gives you the glimpse of the greatness and purity of the spiritual personality. Maharaj said that it is my karma. Lila Purushottam Prabhu, many of you may know Lila Purushottam Prabhu. He's one of Maharaj's very senior and very close disciples. He says to Maharaj, "No Maharaj, you are a pure devotee and you have done so much service for our movement." Maharaj looks at him and replies with tears in his eyes, "I have simply tried to please Srila Prabhupada." Then Maharaj quickly changed the topic. And he was saying, because in ISKCON Dehradun they had a Bhumi Pujan program, and he said yesterday's Bhumi Pujan program was very nice, and many sadhus were there. Lila Purushottam Prabhu says, "Yes, Maharaj." And then another devotee, Anirudh Kirtan Prabhu, he's there. He says, "Maharaj, you have done this Bhumi Pujan. We will complete the temple construction within 2 years, and you must come to inaugurate." And Maharaj ends the conversation by looking at them and saying, "Man proposes, but God disposes." This shows us, I think, how pure personalities like Maharaj are, and how much they teach us to understand that no matter how much they have achieved for Gopal, they always were on the ground. They always understood that whatever achievements they did was actually on account of Krishna's mercy. This is the humility of the pure devotee. Out of so many wonderful and amazing achievements that disciples in ISKCON have done for Srila Prabhupada, Gopal Krishna Maharaj's achievements really stand out, because not only were they physical achievements, like so many temples that came up in the Delhi area, 18 temples, 17, 18, going maybe on 19. That's how many temples that he had actually overseen. Maharaj was the GBC for Gujarat, where myself and a few devotees were serving out with Maharaj in the construction of the temple in Rajkot. And all those years when he was GBC, he encouraged us. He didn't make it difficult for us in any which way. He always supported us. When the temple construction was done and the temple opening came, he came and he was like a father to all of us. He guided us very, very nicely. All the guests who came to Rajkot at that time, all the guest devotees were staying in the hotels nearby, because our guest house was not really opulent. It was very simple guest house. But His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, when he stepped into the temple and we said, "Maharaj, we have a nice place for you to stay just outside the temple," he said, "No, I want to stay in the temple, and I will stay in the temple." And we got scared because we knew that the facilities were not really the way it should be, But he said, "No, I want to stay in the temple." And many devotees have remarked, this is how Maharaj is. He's always there for aratis. He's the first person up to serve the deities for Mangalarati. And he's always staying in the temple. He was really, a 7% Srila Prabhupada's man, as we would say in this call. And today we see that in his disciples. And in Bhagavatam, there is a part where, there is a section of Bhagavatam where Puranjani, who was previously Puranjana, she has actually lost her husband Mayadwaj. And Srila Prabhupada says that when the spiritual master leaves the world, the disciples should cry. It is the one time when the disciple is allowed to cry. And when the spiritual master is in this world, the disciple serves the spiritual master physically by seeing him, talking to him, serving him. But when he leaves the world, then the disciple will serve the spiritual master by way of his instructions. And I'm so happy and so thankful to Maharaj, because so many of his disciples I have had the fortune of meeting, both in India when I do my service there, but also in Singapore. And I spend more time in Singapore than I do anywhere else. So it is with deep gratitude to Maharaj. Out of all his achievements, he has given us temples, he has given us books, he has given us love of God, but he has also given us very, very exemplary devotees who are his disciples. And we're very thankful to Maharaj for that. One thing I would really miss now is calling Maharaj and telling him about Rajkot, which I and my godbrother will do. And the other thing I would miss is recommending devotees to Maharaj as disciples to me. And I was always very excited because Maharaj always found the time to meet each one of you. Didn't he? He did. You know, and then he would call me or he would communicate something through the Shabda Prabhu or whoever that they had come, they had spent time, he was very happy with them, you know, and I hope that they are cooperating with you. For me, that was music to the ears because, you know, cooperation is the most difficult thing you can expect. And Maharaj made every temple president's dream come true because all he did was to align all his disciples and everyone who worked with him. He got them aligned with Srila Prabhupada and he got them perfectly aligned so that there was never any issues, but there was always potential to grow as a society. So thank you so much, Maharaj. Your legacy continues, and we pray that you have given ISKCON so much. You have given Srila Prabhupada your life. If we were to really glorify you, then we should follow your instructions very seriously, and we should pray, you know, that you will bless us to become better devotees and better instruments in your hands. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki
Jai.
Thank you to all the disciples. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Krishna. Invite Mother Gopal to glorify Maharaj, and after that, and if anybody else would like to glorify, please let me know after the namaskar.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Vishtaya Bhutale Srimate Gopal Krishna Goswami Nami. Hare Krishna. I have not had any personal association with Maharaj, just once when he was in Rajkot. But one quality of Maharaj that I want to remember, I was hearing all the glorification of Maharaj from around the world, disciples, well-wishers alike. Everyone was coming together after Maharaj left to speak about him. So there were many things that were shared, and we all know that Maharaj is a stalwart leader in our movement. Even beyond our movement, all over the Hindu or Vaishnava world, Maharaj is actually very well known. But one quality that one god brother of Maharaj brought up, this god brother of Maharaj had seen Maharaj grow from working, wearing white, not being a sannyasi, and growing into a sannyasi. And he said that whether he was a householder, he was working, or he was a sannyasi, Maharaj was never restless. He said Maharaj was a person who was in it only for the right reasons. It was a very interesting point. And when I read the pastimes of Maharaj, taking the lead from that, it was actually true. Maharaj did not want to become a leader. Maharaj himself mentioned in one of his lectures that he became a leader very incidentally. He opened a temple in Delhi. It was not actually started by him. Someone else started it. It could not be finished. He took it on because of Prabhupada's mission, and he finished it. In Russia, the devotees were growing, programs were growing, and someone left it. And he came back to pick up the pieces, and he completed it. So it was a correct, astute observation of Maharaj that Maharaj was not in service because he wanted to do something. As Prabhu rightfully pointed out just now, he was in it only because Prabhupada wanted his movement to grow and for devotees to come into Krishna consciousness. And you will find, because he was not restless, there were so many of his god siblings who were actually glorifying Maharaj. And I was very surprised by that, because it is very easy for those who are subordinate to us to be with us till the end. It is very simple for those who are higher than us to be with us till the end. But it is very difficult for our equals to continue with us on the journey. And that is what Maharaj was. I'll end with this. One disciple of Prabhupada, his god brother, left the movement. And he came back to Mayapur to take darshan of Nrsimhadev once. And he describes that he was in a pajama. You know, that kind of tribal pants and t-shirt. And he was actually taking darshan of Nrsimhadev. And Maharaj was actually doing the arati. And when he left the altar, after the arati, he saw this devotee and he was not Krishna conscious anymore. And he remembered the devotee and remembered that this devotee was the one when he was in Canada. Right? He found him a home, he found him a place to stay when he was working. And the disciple describes that of all his god brothers, Maharaj was not judgmental of him. He did not see that you're not from ISKCON, you're no longer following Prabhupada's principles, you're not a devotee. But he said because of him, the devotee actually came back to devotional service. So one lesson I learned from Maharaj is, if in the name of service, we should not be restless. And if we're not restless, we're in it for the right reasons, then those who are with us will always come with us. They will be inspired, we will not stand out, but we will only be in it for the right reason. So I'm really praying to Maharaj that personally I will have that quality of not being restless in devotional service and being in it for the right reasons. Jai His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki
Jai.
Thank you, Maharaj. So I was hearing Glorification yesterday, Guru Prasad Swami, who is now GBC for Maharaj Zone. So he was mentioning that when Maharaj asked him to become a co-GBC, so he told Maharaj that I have so large North America GBC, and I would not be able to devote time. But as he started spending time with Maharaj, Guru Prasad Swami Maharaj was saying that he found that Maharaj didn't have any personal agenda. He was completely following Prabhupada's instructions and Prabhupada's instructions. He didn't have any personal agenda, and that's why he decided to become a co-GBC, and now he's looking after Maharaj.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Gopal Krishna Maharaj Ki Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Ki I'll just glorify Maharaj quickly. In Srimad Bhagavatam verse 3.5.3, Mahatma Vidura says to Maitreya Rishi, why pure devotees descend to earth and to live among us? I'll just read the translation. Oh my Lord, great philanthropic souls travel on the earth on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to show compassion to the fallen souls who are averse to the sense of subordination to the Lord. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj thoroughly admired this quality and traveled around the world for more than 5 decades, inspiring countless souls to take a serious devotional service. In our humble endeavor, we would like to meditate on a few of His Holiness' transcendental qualities for our own purification and Maharaj's glorification. Number 1 is enthusiasm. As we all know, Maharaj is a very enthusiastic preacher. Neither age nor health issues could slow down his preaching service at any time. While sharing his interactions with Srila Prabhupada, Maharaj said that in his initial days, when there was no book production happening in India, his divine grace had asked him to study. So in India, Maharaj arranged for a grand display of all Srila Prabhupada books in a book house. But even after 1 month, not many books were distributed. So when Maharaj reported this to Srila Prabhupada, his divine grace said, my books are sold because of enthusiasm of my disciples. And in the store, nobody is enthusiastic. That's why. Taking Srila Prabhupada's words to his heart, Maharaj then engaged in this service with so much enthusiasm, inspiring so many others, also not only to distribute, but also to translate in many other Indian languages, and thereby enabling Srila Prabhupada's books to reach people of other languages as well. When out of care and concern for his failing health and old age-related challenges, devotees requested Maharaj to slow down his service a bit. Maharaj replied, I am Prabhupada's soldier. I have learned this from him and I will continue to do this only. Maharaj said, Prabhupada was always concerned about preaching, and even when he was physically not well, he did not stop preaching. As we have seen in Vrindavan, when he was not well and even had somebody help him to sit, he was still virtually whispering the purport. So we should cultivate this mood. The second meditation point is strong morning program. Irrespective of his travels or health condition, as Devkinandan Prabhu mentioned, Maharaj was always present for Mangal Aarti. He would sincerely perform the Aarti Seva also to the deities, pay obeisances to them, ignoring not only minutely any of his bodily inconvenience. When one of the devotees inquired Maharaj the secret of his success, Maharaj simply replied, a strong morning program. And the next thing Maharaj was always is his gratitude. So gratitude is the mother of all good qualities. And we can see from Maharaj's life as how he was always very grateful to Srila Prabhupada and to all those who helped spreading Srila Prabhupada's movement. He would be very grateful to someone only when we would be very grateful to someone only when we realize their greatness and accept their appreciation at the same time. In one of his conversations, Maharaj said, Prabhupada is always right, we should know that. This firm faith and conviction in Srila Prabhupada's teaching inspired Maharaj to surrender and dedicate his whole life in the service of his divine grace. Many times in spiritual life, we understand that it's important to be grateful to Guru, but somehow we forget to be grateful to fellow devotees or others who are younger to us or new devotees or who have just taken to devotional service. But we can learn from the lives of such great Mahatmas as to how they express this golden quality of genuine gratitude to all. So I was just thinking that Maharaj's disciples also, Advaita Prabhu, Mahatma Chaitanya Prabhu, all the Matajis as well, they always inspire us to serve. One thing I would like to learn really from the disciples of Maharaj that they are all very enthusiastic and they will drop anything and everything to serve the devotees here especially. So I'm very grateful to Maharaj, so that we all can learn from them to always cooperate, and they are very simple to work with, as Devkinandan Prabhu explained. So I would like to express my gratitude to all of them as well. Thank you very much. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki
Jai.
Thank you, Vinabu. So we'll rise for Pushpanjali.
अरे पुष्पांजलि लाइव करना है, पुष्पांजलि लाइव करना है, पुष्पांजलि में किसी को समझ में आएगी नहीं.
All the mothers can come forward.
How was your stay? Done all?
Yeah, you can.